Bonsoir, mes amis. Welcome back to Monaco. Last time we took the royal jewels. This time, we're going to complete the gentleman's collection. So, the pickpocket is kind of ridiculously useful for this level. Not so much on the underground portion, but once you start hitting street level and the high stakes floor and everything else, there's so much loose gold sitting around on the floor and on top of civilians that being able to have, the monkey which can't get spotted run around and take care of it is kind of ridiculously useful. It's possible to do with other characters. I've done this with the Lookout before. It's just really hard. If you approach it the right way, the primary vault can be cleaned out with only 2 computer viruses. The main thing you may run into trying to do is seeing the laser gate. Oh, well, all I need is the virus to get through there, right? There is a door that has to be picked open past the laser gate, and that door faces into a flickering laser. If you go through it at the wrong time, you're going to get locked in by the security system, and that gives people plenty of time to come find you. Not to mention, even if you get past that, you still have to get past all the other security. The interrogation room there on the bottom's a little bit weird. There's a agent interrogating a civilian, but if the civilian gets alert on you, he'll still alert the agent. You'd figure some guy who's getting interrogated would, be happy for any distraction, but I guess there's no honor amongst thieves.
Ah, je vais le choper! cru entendre un bruit dans le coin.
This very first ATM on the street level is always a little bit difficult to deal with. No matter what you do, you're going to get the attention of one or both of the civilians watching it, so you pretty much have to use the stairs to get away. But using a wrench on that ATM makes it a lot easier, otherwise the only computer on this level is literally inside that handprint door in lobby security, which trying to get through the handprint door to lobby security bears its own problems.
Qui va là?
The entire blackjack tables area in the upper left is a death trap. There are cone lasers at the top, one for the second and fourth table at the top, in addition to guards being close by to those tables as well. And on top of each one of those tables is a coin to grab. Unless you have a way of not getting the guards' attention, such as a disguise or knocking them out or something like that, those coins are not exactly easy to get. The only way I've found to get them effectively is a little bit of smoke bomb abuse, but that's not a surprise by now. The other wrinkle is getting outside the main entrance. If I was thinking a little bit more clearly when I actually went to do it, well, we'll talk about that when we get there. You see they've got these flickering lasers on either side. If I was thinking a little bit more clearly, I could have turned one of them off and then waited for the other one to go off and rush through the main doors. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, accidentally setting one off. But instead I try and be sneaky and screw it up anyway. And I screwed up twice, in fact. So, maybe do that a little bit better than I did.
Y a quelqu'un? Quoi? Qui est là?
You see up here you have the guards standing right next to the
Qui va là?
right next to the blackjack tables that the gold is on top of. It's kind of difficult to get those pieces of gold without alerting the guards, but this is one of at least 3 or 4 areas in this mission that Pickpocket is just exceedingly useful.
Je te tiens, scélérat! Je suis sûr d'avoir entendu quelque chose.
The Pickpocket's monkey, Hector, won't reach up and grab trophies off of tables, but he will grab coins, and that is a godsend for this level.
Ouais. Bon. Ça devait être... Y a quelqu'un? Je vais te tuer! Arrête-toi, voleur!
Oh, quoi? Je pense que c'est bien.
Bon. Ça devait être
Ouais, c'était quoi ça?
All the gold on the high stakes floor can be a little bit
Quoi?
difficult to deal with.
Sûr d'avoir entendu quelque
You
chose.
have the computer at the change clerk is the only one on this level. And you'll notice there is the ATM there up there at the top. There is a prize vault just off to the right that has some security around it that you need to get through. And there's all these lasers down here at the roulette table. If you're sneaky, you can deal with these lasers at the roulette table, no problem. It's everything else you have to worry about. And since there are two civilians watching the computer at the change clerk, I've had it where I got lucky, and the lady on the outside had to go answer the phone call, which got me to the computer, but I didn't feel like waiting around for that this time.
Ne me tuez pas.
Pardonnez-moi très cher, c'est très certainement le jet lag. Non, je ne suis pas là depuis très longtemps, je repars pour Los Angeles demain de toute façon.
What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the lady to pay attention to me just enough to draw her away from where she's watching the computer. But
Bon.
with the number of patrolling guards here, it just doesn't work out that well. If I didn't have to worry about the guard patrolling on top of me, I'd probably be able to get it done no problem. But the issue is that while I'm standing there and trying to get her attention, there's always a chance that a guard is going to come up and he'll see me very shortly.
Non, je ne suis pas là depuis très longtemps, je repars pour Los Angeles demain.
At a certain point, I just decided to go for it. Surprisingly enough, these alarm panels are only attached to the alarms, not to any additional security aside from that one security door at the bottom right. I take that back, there are a bunch of security doors in there. Not to mention that, since that entire area is glass, any guards that are coming to investigate can very easily shoot you through it.
Certainement le jet lag.
That goes about as poorly as you'd expect.
Eh, tu la trouves comment la petite serveuse?
Qui va là? Identifiez-vous immédiatement et puis...
The Opera House works out a little bit differently since there are so many guards that are in the audience now. You can easily get the attention of every single civilian in there on your rush back here, which is necessary to come back here because this one civilian is going to have a piece of gold on her. But at least on the way out, you can grab this disguise there is at the top of the room. This disguise has very limited usefulness. By the time you're done sneaking out of the area, the entire thing's already gone. So the best thing I could say is the disguise exists so that you don't irritate every single person in the room while you're trying to get out of the way.
Garde. Ne me tuez pas. Dites-moi, vous n'auriez pas 1000 euros en trop?
Pardonnez-moi très cher, c'est très certainement le jet lag.
Dites-moi, vous n'auriez pas 1000 euros en
Je pense qu'ils appellent ça du champagne.
The last wrinkle here is that pile of gold on the craps table. It's
Ne me tuez pas.
It's guarded by a crossbow guard as well as the agent. Best way I found to do it is the blunt force approach.
Identifiez-vous immédiatement. Je te tiens, scélérat.
Vous n'avez rien à
Il y
faire
a
ici.
quelqu'un?
Here on the VIP poker game floor, the piano lounge is pretty easy to deal with. The only main wrinkle you'll have is this laser turret that is guarding the safe, which is also being watched by the agent playing the piano. That's not so hard to deal with. If you get some quick feet, you can just dash up, wrench the safe, and then make your way back out.
Qui est là?
The problem is the VIP table. Much like before, there's a lot of guards and a lot of civilians, and they are all watching their money very closely. With the pickpocket, this is an absolute breeze. The only thing you have to worry about is if there is a pile of gold sitting on the table and this one trophy at the head of the table. It's absolutely trivialized. Any other character trying to do this, you're going to have a much harder time.
Madame Bettencourt est une grande amie. Elle m'a offert une île une fois. Non, non,
Quoi?
ne me tuez pas.
Non, 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 ce n'était rien.
Au secours, garde!
Ouais, ils ont déguerpi.
Oh, arrêtez-vous!
Ce n'était rien. Ouais, ils sont partis.
With all these taken care of, the last portion to take care of is the VIP helipad. And that one, compared to everything else, is an absolute cakewalk. The only thing to worry about up here is the 2 guards. If you take out both of the guards, you have nothing else to worry about on this floor. You can take as much time as you want. The only thing the helicopter exists to do is to draw the guards' attention to you. And there are the laser turrets around the helicopter, which are... they could be a problem, but other than that, this level is done. Please join me next time when we start to say au revoir to the gentleman and his crew.